Hey guys, welcome to another Tap Idea. There's loads of these. I get it. They're cool, but they're not that cool. Anyway, I'm pretty much going through a lot of buildings, and I'm trying to get like pretty much every building and character up till I've like literally got something like I don't know 20, 30 levels that EA could use, and then eventually I'll probably just stop because I probably go through everything. So yeah, here's the bit. So this is another level. This is all based around Laureen and her becoming a country singing star. So you can get the beer and brawl for. I couldn't really get a better picture. I apologize about that. I think it's just pretty much like a trailer sort of looking bar, but it is a bar. So this will be the level starter. This will be the free item, which is also cash. But this will be the one you don't need donuts for. This is Laureen Lumpkin. So yeah, for a premium item, you can get Laureen's Caravan. This will come with a Colonel Homer costume for Homer, and it'll be 120 donuts. Just a pretty cool, little thing to put in your towns, which can generate cash for the caravan. And then Wally's Weasels, as one of those buildings where you can just add it in if you want. You don't have to build it, but it's there if you want to. Okay, and that should be a normal cash item. So, for tasks, buy donuts for Colonel Homer for 5 minutes. Laureen, over by the Lord Lads. This will not actually require the costume, I don't think, or it shouldn't anyway. Advertise burgers for 60 minutes. Over by Krusty Burger and her just playing a guitar outside the Krusty Burger. Flirt with Colonel Homer for 2 hours. This is over by the Caravan, so you'll obviously need to have bought the Caravan and the Colonel Homer costume, and it will obviously require Homer to be free so she can do it with it. Repair guitar for 4 hours by the King Toots. Sing at Beer and Brawl for 6 hours. Broadcast a radio show by KBBL radio show. And I know I've included a lot of tasks with that building. It's just a lot of musical people or musicians, and you tend to see musicians playing on radios, so yeah, they're the only ones I can really think of. So if anyone's got better tasks, please say. Crash to the Simpsons house for 12 hours over by the Simpsons house, and serve serve under I put underserved time, I meant undeserved time. I spelled that wrong, sorry about that. Undeserved time it's meant to say. Or does it say that? Undeserved. Okay. Maybe it does. I read it wrong. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Okay. Going on. Promote Laureen for 60 minutes. Him just like in his cowboy costume. Help Laureen with practice for 2 hours over by the Caravan. Try and lasso for 4 hours. Just him sort of doing the whole bit like Smithers does the whippet. Get gig for Laureen over by 6 hours for the KBBL probably. Advertise, bring a horse to the Downs over by the Downs. Get on out the outfit. For this one, it'll just be him like sort of just pulling it up. Like pulling it up. Like it'll just be a funny thing, him trying to get it on. And then you go to spend time with Major Marge over by the Simpsons house, and this will require Marge. So yeah. Couldn't really come up with a name for this one, but I'm just going to say it's Bart's Friends level, because that's the only one I can really come up with. So yeah, so for the starter building, the Bin Laden home, which comes with Bashir, Ahmed, and Mina Bin Laden. Now, the thing with this, it's going to come with 3 characters. We've never had that before. I'm not saying, and by the way, these are ideas, not actually me saying that this is going to be in. But I think it should come with all 3 of them instead of like just having 1 or 2 or no. Well, they probably have 1. But I think it should come with all 3 because why not? I mean, you can have 2 characters, why not 3? Yeah, so that will be the sort of like the starter building, and then you can get Shop, which comes with Richard for 160 donuts. He was seen there once, so it makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and then Wendell for 70 donuts as an additional thing you can have. So yeah, that's pretty much the level. Let's go on to the tasks. So the first tasks for Richard is Shop at Shop for 60 minutes over by Shop. Be a part of the bar army for 2 hours. Now this one, he was seen as like in one of the episodes. So him with just a army helmet, just parading around. Waste money at the Noiseland Arcade, over by the Noiseland Arcade. Go to school for 6 hours. Buy action figures for 8 hours. Serve detention for 12 hours, over by the school. And have a sleepover for 24 hours, over by Bart's treehouse. So for Wendell, we've got get daily medicine for 10 hours, for 10 minutes even. Get stuck in the bus for 60 minutes over by the school bus. Really get looked at for illness. This was over by the hospital because he always looked ill, and that's like his character. So I thought that would just be something to do. Go to school for 6 hours. Hang out with Lewis for 8 hours. Now Lewis is not in the game yet, but don't worry. Next level, you'll see Lewis. There you go. Start a food fight for 12 hours over by the school and have a sleepover for 24 hours. And that's Wendell's tasks. So let's get on to the Bin Laden's family's tasks. So for, I think it's Ahmed. Yeah, he's Ahmed. The guy's Ahmed, I think. Okay, teach Ned about Muslims for 60 minutes. Have dinner with the Simpsons for 4 hours. Video chat with boss for 6 hours. This one will be over at the Java server. Read the Quran for 8 hours. Become a member of the neighborhood watch for 12 hours. Now this one could be the Brown house, or it could just be at the Simpsons house or the town hall. Read over a construction plan, or read over construction plans. This one could either be at the Java server again or just his house. So for Bashir or whatever it says, teach Bart about Muslims for 60 minutes. Have dinner with the Simpsons for 4 hours. Go to the school for 6 hours. Yeah, with the school, obviously. Read the Quran for 8 hours, and the read the Quran one's one for all of them. And same with the have dinner with Simpsons. This will the dinner with Simpsons will obviously be the Simpsons, and the Quran will be over by their house. Revise for test for 12 hours over by the library, and have a sleepover for 24 hours over by Bart's treehouse. So for Mina, shop at the Quickie Mart for 60 minutes. Have dinner with the Simpsons for 4 hours. Cook dinner for neighbours for 6 hours. Read the Quran for 8 hours. Meet up with Marge for 12 hours, and promote community cohesion for 24 hours. The story for this level, behind this level, will just be the Bin Ladens trying to become, a member of the community, and the whole Richard and Wendell's one. The whole Richard one just be him meeting up with friends, and same with Wendell, I suppose. There's not really much I can come with, but the whole community cohesion one's a pretty good idea for a task line. So yeah, let's go to our last level. Final level again is sort of like a part 2 for friends. It's got one of Lisa's friends and one of Bart's friends. So, home of the braids. This is a stall, but I think it should be maybe something like it that earns cash, or it can just be a decoration. Either way, it's sort of cool. This will come with Alison Taylor. I think the story behind this is she was looking at braids when the nuclear blast happened, and she was stuck in the stall or something like that. Some shit like that, because it's hard to come up with buildings that she would come with. Her being a girl and braiding hair, I just thought, whatever, those two could go together. So yeah, and then obviously it's the premium. It's Lewis for 70 donuts, and another thing, two other things actually. Springfield Mall can be added as at least I think it should be added as a normal premium building for 200 donuts is reasonable enough, because it was stupid of them adding it as a Christmas decoration, because it's a really well seen building, and it's really was downsized a lot, and it should have been really bigger, and they sort of just just put it to the side, and I think it should be a normal premium building. And also hailstones for 5 million. One of those buildings which can also, it's just expensive, and it does generate cash. So yeah, that's Lewis for 70 donuts, Alison Taylor, hailstones, Springfield Mall. So let's get on to the tasks. Okay, so for Alison, protest against dog racing for 60 minutes over by the Springfield Downs. Play sax for 4 hours, just her playing the sax like Lisa. Go to school for 6 hours over by the school. Hang out with Lisa for 8 hours over by the Simpsons house. Read a book for 12 hours over by a tree, just like Lisa's task. And study all night for 24 hours over by the library. And then for Lewis, go for a checkup for 10 minutes. I don't know why I just added that in. I just thought, whatever. Look at after school clubs for 60 minutes over by the school. Laugh for 4 hours, just him sitting there laughing. Just be funny thing to look at. Go to school for 6 hours. Hang out with Richard for 8 hours. Serve a detention for 12 hours, and have a sleepover for 24 hours over by Bart's treehouse. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the hangout with Richard. It will just be him walking around with Richard, I guess. So yeah, that's all the tasks. So that's pretty much it. Wait. I know. I've got a bonus item, and that was really bad. I apologise. I got a bonus item. So my quote-unquote bonus item is School for Tots. I'm just gonna say I can't. Is it Iron Ray Rand or something like that? Anyway, School for Tots. That's what I'm gonna call it. This is what I think they should add, and it should come with Maggie as a sort of non-playable character. She'll have one single task, which is literally go to school for 6 hours over by the top School for Tots. 2,000 is well reasonable enough, and I think they should be unlockable after you have got Marge with Moe's Tavern. Okay, this is something they should have really added, because, I mean, the only time you can see Maggie is with Marge's task, which is Walk Maggie, which, again, should be just require Maggie. It should be unlockable after that task, and anyone who hasn't reached that task should just have the I think eventually there is a quest line for her to actually walk Maggie. Then it will just have to require them to build this building. So yeah, this is something they should have added ages ago. So I think it's they should have added Maggie as a non-playable character. She is a member of the Simpsons. So yeah, she just walk around, like crawl around Springfield, and if you tap on her, she can do like a clap or something. Wet, and then a task pops up, a single task pops up, and she just does a clap or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Any suggestions for level ideas, buildings they should add, or characters, put them down below, and I'll try and link them up with buildings or characters. If there's a building, I'll link it up with a character. If there's a character, I'll link it up with a building. Or at least I'll try. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see you next time, guys. It most likely be a tap video, unless I'm doing an iOS Sunday. So yeah, goodbye.